Okay, let's unpack this. We've taken a deep dive into a stack of sources provided by you, the listener, all about a specific Apple Watch app called WorkOutDoors.
Yeah, and what's really fascinating here is seeing how just one piece of software
Yeah.
can genuinely transform what a device like the Apple Watch can do.
Totally. Moves it way beyond its sort of default settings.
Exactly.
So the mission for this deep dive is really to pull out the core insights on how WorkOutDoors manages this, how it takes the standard Apple Watch workout experience and turns it into something, well, much more powerful.
Something often compared directly to those dedicated, high-end GPS sports watches.
Right. We looked at analyses, reviews, feature lists you sent in, trying to get why it stands out so much.
And the sources, they consistently paint this picture of an app built to, smash through the native app's limitations.
Especially for people serious about data and navigation.
Definitely. It's designed to be incredibly advanced, super configurable.
And configurable feels like an understatement, doesn't it? I mean, one thing that just jumps out from the sources is the sheer number of data metrics.
Oh, yeah?
Over 600 different stats you can track. That's a lot.
Yeah.
How does that actually work for someone using it?
Well, it means you can basically build your own screens. Instead of Apple's fixed views, you create multiple custom pages.
Okay.
And you choose which of those 600-plus metrics go where. You can control the text size, add little graphs, shortcut buttons.
So you see exactly what you need for, say, your run or your hike.
Precisely. Up to 18 stats on a single screen if you want. It really shifts it from just basic tracking to more like a professional-grade monitor on your wrist.
That level of personalization sounds amazing for different sports. And speaking of which, it covers a huge list, right? Not just running.
Oh, tons. Running, cycling, sure, but also things like golf, skiing, even martial arts. But honestly, for anyone heading outdoors, navigation is where it really shines.
Ah, the mapping. Let's get into that.
This is probably the app's biggest differentiator, especially if you're a trail runner, hiker, cyclist exploring new places. It's the only Apple Watch workout app with fully functional vector maps built right in.
And vector maps, just to clarify, those aren't just static pictures.
No, exactly. They're data-rich, they scale smoothly, you can zoom right in, and critically, they work completely offline. Worldwide.
That offline part is huge. You download them to the watch beforehand.
Yep. Download the regions you need, and you've got detailed maps right there on your wrist, no matter if you have phone signal or not.
Wow. That's a game changer for remote areas.
Absolutely. And that offline capability, combined with robust GPX route navigation, it's transformative.
So you can import routes you find online, or maybe plan yourself?
Exactly. Follow them right on the watch screen, get alerts if you wander off course. The maps even have clever features like showing roads colored by gradient.
Oh, that's smart. Red for uphill, blue for down.
Right. So you get instant terrain awareness just by glancing down. Super useful on trails.
I can see that. And it tracks your own path, too. Shows direction with compass options. Adds a layer of safety, I imagine.
Definitely. Gives you real confidence when you're exploring somewhere new.
Yeah.
Now, while the mapping is a huge draw, the sources also highlight its advanced training features.
Right, like for structured workouts.
Yeah. If you're training for something specific, you can build complex, custom interval workouts right in the app.
Okay, so not just simple intervals.
No, you can set targets based on distance, time, heart rate zones, pace, whatever you need. And you get prompts, voice, or vibration guiding you through.
That's pretty sophisticated. And for data geeks, it connects to external sensors, too.
Via Bluetooth. Things like power meters for cycling, cadence sensors, external heart rate straps. It specifically calls out support for devices like Stride foot pods, too.
Good to know. Oh, and a small thing. But users seem to love it, the pre-workout GPS signal indicator.
Yeah. Just a simple visual cue. Lets you know you've had a solid GPS lock before you start your workout, which isn't always obvious with the native app.
Right. True. And using it on the watch itself. Is it easy to manage all this?
It seems pretty well regarded. Swiping between screens is standard, but you can also assign custom actions.
To the physical buttons.
Yep. Or even gestures like double tapping the screen or shaking your wrist can be really handy for marking laps or pausing without fumbling, especially with gloves on or something.
Makes sense. And all the detailed setup, the map downloads, planning routes, that happens on the iPhone?
Correct. There's a companion iPhone app where you do all the heavy lifting for configuration. It's also where you review your completed workouts with all the detailed stats, split analysis, manage maps, manage GPX files.
And it plays nice with other platforms afterwards, syncing and stuff.
Yeah, seamlessly. Syncs with Apple Health and Activity naturally. Plus, you can set it to auto-export to popular services like Strava.
Or just get the raw data files.
Yep. Download GPX, TCX, or FIT files if you want to analyze your data elsewhere. Compatibility-wise, you need an Apple Watch Series 3 or later. Newer watches obviously benefit more from things like the built-in compass and the advanced running dynamics Apple added in watchOS 9 and later. So, wrapping this up, what does our deep dive into these sources really tell us? WorkOutDoors, with this incredible data customization, remember, over 600 metrics.
Right.
It's really robust offline mapping and GPX navigation, advanced training tools, sensor support.
Yeah.
It doesn't just add a few features. It effectively elevates the Apple Watch into a professional-grade fitness and, frankly, exploration tool.
And here's where it gets really interesting, I think. It manages to deliver this level of functionality features you genuinely expect to find and pay a lot for on dedicated GPS watches costing hundreds more. It does all that for a single, one-time purchase price. You can see why it gets such consistently high ratings from users. For you, the listener, if you ever felt the built-in Apple Workout app is a bit limiting.
Or maybe you're even thinking about buying a separate Garmin or Sunto watch for that detailed tracking and navigation.
Exactly. This deep dive shows there's a really powerful and frankly cost-effective alternative that might already be sitting right there on your wrist.
Which, raises a pretty important question, doesn't it? If powerful, specialized software like WorkOutDoors can unlock capabilities that, until recently, were really tied to specific, dedicated hardware.
Pushing a general-purpose device like a smartwatch into these high-performance niches.
Yeah. Does this maybe signal a bigger shift? A future where the value moves even more decisively away from constantly buying new, specialized hardware and towards enhancing the tech we already own, significantly, just through software innovation?
Something for you to think about.